Life's all about timing. Life's all about timing. Aye, 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 aye. Aye, 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 aye. Young king from the island. Young king from the island. Aye, 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 aye.
We are from Boston, you know what I'm saying? But right now we're out here in Providence, Rhode Island, you know what I'm saying? Just connecting some dots, you feel me? And right now I'm with my guy Cam Bells. Cam,
what's going on?
How you feeling, bro?
Chilling.
I appreciate you know what I'm saying, taking the time out to rock out with me real quick, bro, you know what I mean? It was a crazy little drive I came in front, bro, but I know it's real quick. It's a quick hop in the skip because we're definitely working on, you know what I'm saying, kind of closing that gap between, you know what I'm saying, like Rhode Island and Mass overall, you feel me? For sure. So
and that ride's not tough, only when the traffic rush
yeah,
hour.
Yeah.
The rush hour
I definitely did do it to myself. I did it to myself.
Word.
I did it to myself. So you know what I'm saying?
We here.
So from the outside looking in, like Providence is a scene that's definitely on the come up, just the same way like Boston is. You know what I mean? Like just like from our lens, and it's a lot of like new talent. You know, like undeniable energy. You feel? But you've been doing your thing for quite some time. You feel me? And for me, it's just like I know you've had a lot of influence on a lot that's going on like within the scene right now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I guess for me, it's just like, what do you kind of say to like your footprint here on the music scene, and can you kind of give us like your timeline as far as like the whole music thing with Providence?
Music
in Providence,
for me, like my journey begins when I'm a child, when I'm like 5 or 6 years old, going to the studio with my uncles, Benton Brothers. So legendary R&B gospel group from Providence. My Uncle Joe, Kevin, a bunch of friends, they put together a band in the late 80s, throughout the 90s. They was rocking at the churches, a lot of local festivals and different things. And that starts with the live music, straight out the church. The keys, the bass, the guitars, the drums, and the live vocals before the auto-tune era, you know? So me going to the studio with my Uncle Kevin opened my eyes to this world of creating music, you know, before I was able to even be a fan.
That's dope.
So
That's dope.
I've been singing since I was a child. That goes to my teenage years. Now you're influenced by your neighborhood and your surroundings when you go outside. This is where you get a rapper, you get the hip hop, you get the culture. I always say hip hop's my religion. You know, that's what I believe in. That's where I learned a lot just about culture and life in general. Different cities, different foods, different styles was from hip hop. So when I got to my teenage years, I started. It became less R&B gospel and more hip-hop, more rap, more Jay-Z, Nas, DMX, 50 Cent, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, that's where the sound went, the influence went. A big influence of mine was Lloyd Banks.
So,
you know?
What do you say when people say, you know, like, you're like the heart of like Providence when it comes to like, you know, like this like music culture here, like, you know, like,
no, for sure.
What do you say to that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I guess that's where I was kind of at with it. Like, as far as like your connection with the culture here, you feel me?
No, for sure. I mean, I embrace it. I feel like my inspiration and why I do music is not for Instagram. It's not to be famous. It's not to be popular. It comes for a true love for the art and a true love for music. So I feel like the artists, no matter how popular they are, no matter how lit they are, they rock with me because just the purity, you know what I'm saying, of what I'm trying to do.
So you was the seafood that they saw, you know what I'm saying, kicking the tree, you know what I'm saying, 1,000 times, you know what I'm saying, and then they went ahead and did it themselves, you feel me?
No, for sure. And everybody got their own motivations, but the thing that connects us is the music, is the art. So, you know, it kind of levels us out. When we're in the studio, there's no one person better than the other. There's no, you know what I'm saying, I got this many Instagram followers, you got, that's not how it works. In the studio, the creative minds connect, you know, and then it just goes from there. So shout out to the whole scene, man. There's a lot of artists that are really just taking the Providence thing to the next level. I mean,
it's real dope, but kind of shifting to you specifically, you got CBPVD out, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Tell us about the stamp that you wanted to just kind of place with this one, you know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
I wanted to specifically ask like specific singles as well that you know what I'm saying, like you feel as though people should definitely check out, you know what I mean? Like, but can you kind of tell us about like the stamp that you just kind of wanted to place with this one?
No, for sure. Starting from my last album that I put out in 2017, it was soul sample rap, more in the world of what we heard from Pusha T in 2018, stuff we would hear from Rick Ross and different stuff like that, where you got more, and I don't want to say conscious, but more aware thoughts in the writing process. And then the soul samples is like the 70s and the 80s. You know, I got people like Avenue on there rapping, spitting bars. You know, we going bar for bar. Shout
out Avenue.
Shout out Av.
Shout out Bros.
You know, telling street narratives, you know what I'm saying, are coming up in the neighborhood. So with this album, I wanted to go in a totally different direction and tap more into my R&B base and my live music base. I've been doing the live R&B night for about 2 years now, where I rock out with the band. And it's like, you know, church on Sundays, but it's just smooth R&B jams. And that's what I wanted to bring to this album specifically, that feeling, that warm feeling, less of a, you know, we riding late night with the squad, and more of, you know, that Sunday evening when you just smoothing out, you know, and get that vibe right, get your mind right, get focused, you know. And then singles, the first record I put out was Swervin', that I produced myself. It samples TLC, Red Light.
Shout out and
it just, you know, that one was the first record to set the tone. It's a slower record for me, and live, you know, people really embraced it.
But a sample like Red Light, it definitely have to be a little slower.
Yeah, gotta be slow, gotta be smooth. And then the second record was Timing. Life's All About Time, and that's probably been the most embraced record thus far in the past year. We shot the video at Day Trail 2018.
Now, I was gonna ask you, like, you know, like, obviously, you know, actual literal music audio, you know, you're giving people, but like, as far as like other ways that you've been kind of putting your, you know, like your footprint within like the culture, is things like Day Trail,
for sure,
the R&B night that you was talking about a little bit earlier. But talk to us about Day Trail, like what that is for people that might not know. You know what I mean?
Well, Day Trail is a festival, a party, kickback, whatever you want to call it, curated by Stay Silent.
Okay, and you have involvement with it as well, right?
Yeah, Stay Silent. I'm a part of the Stay Silent creative collective. Jason and Sabrina, really good friends of mine.
Shout out to them. Shout out to them for sure.
We 10 plus years in. Shout out to Hill. Shout out to Drew Barr from Bodega. Designed a lot of the stuff. And yeah, Day Trail's just a celebration, man. Celebration of culture, a bunch of pretty women, people having a good time. It's a day party, so you know, the sun's out, the middle of the summer. It just feels good, man. We
go check out the recaps, man. He's doing no fibbing. He's doing no fibbing.
Nah, the Day Trail's the real deal. And a lot of people come from Mass too, so I feel like Massachusetts has embraced Day Trail a lot.
100%.
And a lot of we brought Super Smash Bros. Played.
Shout out my guy Moe and Gnomes.
Young Paul from Collective Boston. I'm pretty sure Big Bear played, Real P. So we try to connect the dots with that, as well as stuff like the homegrown festivals, where we've had artists like Stiz and Av, Dutch Rebel, Lino, bunch of artists.
I'm gonna use, you know, all that to kind of segue into this question. Like, what do you think of the Boston and Providence connection? And then what is your Boston to Providence connection?
No, for sure.
I know you rock with my guy Avenue Heavy. We talked.
Yeah. Av's the homie, man. The whole business as usual, man. Shout out to Frank, Dion,
yep.
You know,
Areas on Naces, yep.
For me, my sister went to Northeastern, you know what I'm saying, in early 2000s. So that's when I first started going to Boston. I say even before that, my cousins grew up in Dorchester. They came to my grandmother's house when I was like 7.
Shout out to Dorchester.
So when they came in, they came from Dorchester to the south side of Prague. They're like, you know, they're from Boston, they're from Dorchester. I didn't really know, but I could just tell, you know, they was from, I could tell they was from another hood. So that's where my Boston connection begins. And then my sister going to college there. And then my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, Hawk, he's from Roxbury. He grew up in the city,
so it's
high
thick.
School there. Yeah, no,
it's
for sure.
Thick.
It's
thick.
On a family level, you know. And then you get to the music level where me and Jay been going there for 10, 15 years now, Middle 100%. East, different clubs.
There's been a few times I've been out and, you know what I'm saying, like, I've, you know, run into y'all, like, oh, shit, what's good with y'all, you know what I'm saying, like, a good few times, like,
being involved
over the years
in the
too,
community,
for sure.
Because outside of being an artist, I'm also somebody who's a very important member of my community as a leader. You know what I'm saying? Positive influence. So if I'm gonna go to any city, whether it be Boston, New York, Atlanta, LA, I want to go and be a part of that community. I don't want to just go over there and just try to meet the artists and just try to be in the clubs. I want to meet the people in the community. I want to eat at the good. I want to stop by Slade's. I want to stop by Down Home Catering. You know what I'm saying? man. Like I want to be a part of the community, so that's how I look at it. So I try to embrace the culture as much as I do the artist. But the first artist that I worked with was Avenue, and we did a track. We did a track on his album, The Chandelier View, a couple years back, and then I pulled him in to get on my last album on a record called Other Side. You know, video coming soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Be on the lookout for that. You're
for sure. So,
my God,
you know, that Boston to Providence to me is just getting stronger. There's a lot of talent here, a lot of talent there. New England as a whole, you know, the Patriots is for us. That's the New England.
100%.
So we got to look at it like that.
100%,
when I go to Atlanta,
100%.
I'm like the Patriots. They don't know the difference between Providence and Boston. They're just like,
they just say Patriots.
Yeah, you know. So that's how I look at
real.
it, man. Try to embrace the region.
That is a good way to look at it. No funny.
For sure.
So, I mean, you know, you got a lot going on. You know, you're taking care of a lot of business. You know what I'm saying? People are definitely showing their salutes. But what's next? You know what I'm saying?
Next up, man, it's more music. It's more events. It's more visuals. You know, I want to take the R&B night to Boston. I want to take it to Atlanta. I want to take it to New York, L.A. Working with the different artists that I work with. We mentioned Av, mentioned Hill, the Young Guns, D Gomes, OSF, Lily Rain.
Shout out to them for sure.
Killing the
I'm
city.
definitely hip onto their music, man. Like they're definitely doing their thing, man, for sure.
For sure. So,
you know, like you've honestly like definitely connected that bridge for me. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know,
much love.
Good luck for that. You feel?
But we gotta connect the dots. And you know, it's just continuing to build, man. We taking a somewhat of an independent approach and trying to build our stock and put together a team and move the way we need to move until we're in position where we can do that. The youngins have already had the label deals. They've already had stuff on the table, a lot of different options, and they've chose to come back home and do it independently and build their own movement. So me being a young OG in that space, I take like that mentorship role, that big brother role, and I try to help them as much as I can, just share the information and be a leader. And then pushing my music, man, and continuing to grow. You know, every day getting better, trying to master my craft. I also produce and engineer, DJ a lot of events, curate my own events. So just being involved different ways that I can be creatively, you know, and leveling up, man, continuing to level up, getting better, man. So that's what's next, man.
That's what it is, bro.
What's next.
So tell everybody, you know, where they can follow you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely appreciate you taking the time out once again, but definitely make sure people can follow up with you. For sure. You can follow me, Prince of PVD, Twitter, Instagram, princeofpvd.com. That's the website. The new album, CBPVD, out now. You get it on Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify. It's streaming everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's streaming everywhere. If you don't rock with CDs no more, it's streaming everywhere, man.
Yeah, for sure.
My guy got it everywhere for you to go grab. You heard?
For sure.
Now, my name is Noble. You know, this is the Museum TV on the go, because we're definitely not in Boston right now. We are in Rhode Island. You heard? You heard? Shout outs to that. You know what I'm saying? But look. Make sure you're subscribing to this channel. Follow us on all social medias at the Museum TV. Once again, my name is Noble. Thank you for watching. I'm with my guy Cam Bells. Make sure you're going to grab that CBPVD, man.
Hey.
He got it. You know what I'm saying? And he's holding down his culture, and just the same way we holding down ours. You heard? Shout out to that, man. We'll see y'all next time.
Much love.
That is for when you're mad, but I love you better when you're smiling. Baby girl, you a diamond. Life's all about timing. Aye, 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 aye. Young king from the island. Aye, 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 aye.
Hey, it's Noble, creator of the Museum TV, and I just wanted to thank you for tuning into Boston's premiere vlog. If you liked this video, please leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I'll leave a few other videos around here for you, just so you can see how we're exhibiting the culture stories.